Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good afternoon. So currently right now we're going to do some legendary draft. We are on this quest right now. If you head back, you're going to see that we're on this quest to spend 500 gems, and so we just need to spend a little bit, and so that's why we're doing some legendary draft now. We'll start this off, spend some gems, and see, it does count for that quest, so that's good. We'll start now by assembling our squad. Looks like we have our choice of 4 warlords. We have the Sir Biscuit, we have the Rajan Flaming, we have the Oirin, the Red Moon, and then we have the Spider Queen. I'm going to go with, actually, of all of these, we're going to go with the Oirin because of the Count Vlad with the extra summon, the Kill All Wounded skill, and then also this last skill here to deal damage to the Warlord and help us heal. So we'll choose that. Now we'll start selecting our heroes. We have the Koshi over here with a negative attack to enemies. We have the Kabas Wasteland Lord with some reflect damage and also some block. Then we also have this Kelhorn here, this Tyrell Kelhorn with some bleed and then also a health boost. Of all these three, I like the Kabas the best because of the high stats. Also, the reflect damage does help us keep alive in terms of getting rid of heroes. And then also the block helps it keep itself alive as well, and block to our Warlord. Okay, we have these next set of heroes. We have the Churnmore here with immunity, extra attack, and then also the heal. We have the Danny Croc with some health steal, attack steal, and then also spikes. And then we have the Freddy here with some curse, the ability to come back, and then also some bleeding. I do like having the Churnmore just because of the immunity and the extra attack. He's also pretty aggressive because of that extra attack and the heal. And so out of all these, we are going to go with the Churnmore. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Dominus the Swarm King with some extra attack, health boost when he kills, and then also some adjacent damage. We have the Mizu the Sea Foam with a water elemental that gives us freeze runes. We have some heal and then also an attack boost as well. And then we have the Morgan the Sea Tusk. This one will reduce the attack of enemies in line to 1 per turn. Also with some attack steal and some counter attack. I do like the aggressive nature of the Dominus, and also be able to deal more damage over time. We could also use the Morgan the Sea Tusk in order to help us keep our board alive, but like I said, I do like having the more damage on the field. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. The Griffius the Celestial here will do some random damage, has some block for wounded heroes, and then also flight. We have the Vixen over here with the ability to freeze a random enemy once we attack the Warlord. We'll have some attack steal and then also some extra damage. And then we have the Angelia the Lightbringer with some random damage to non-order heroes, some mental shield to our Warlord, and also block and flight. We are actually running out of melee spots to summon because eventually we'll end up blocking our own heroes if we have too many melee heroes. So in this case, I also don't want to use the Angelia because of these heroes being non-order. So out of these two, it would be either the Griffius or the Vixen. And so I do like having these heroes with the high health already. So we're actually going to follow up with the Vixen, which will also work with the reflect damage from the Kabas and then also the extra attack of these heroes. Okay, we have these next heroes here. We have the Prince Nod. This one will have spikes, health boost when nature ally appears, and then also extra damage to melee enemies. We have, once again, the Danny Croc. And then we have the Mr. Flap over here with immunity, setting the attack of enemy health to 1 when attacked, and then also a health boost to our heroes when they come into play. These are all melee heroes, so we are going to have to choose another one as part of our squad. But again, I do like favoring the immune heroes a little bit more than the higher stats of the Prince Nod over here, although having the removal with the Danny Croc is also pretty nice as well. Could make a case for both of them, but I think the what do you call them? The Mr. Flap with the immunity is overall going to be a little better for us. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Eric the Grey here with some extra attack to our heroes when he's attacked. We have some attack steal and then also a health boost to himself. We have the Tiling Dragon Dance with these Mushus, which will deal wounded damage to an enemy. Also adjacent damage whenever one of the heroes are attacked with the Tiling, and then also an attack boost with the Mushu. And then we have the Titania here with Evasion, a health boost to our heroes whenever a melee enemy attacks, and then also an attack boost to our heroes. I do like having the evasion of the Titania, although once again we are running pretty high with the number of melee heroes. So just to balance this out, we are going to go with the Tiling Dragon Dance. Also, the Tiling Dragon Dance does have the ability to clear out heroes for later. So that'll be good because these heroes aren't really the best in terms of group removal. They can do a lot of good things on their own, but not really with other heroes. Okay, we have our next set of heroes here. We have the Deep Maw. This one gives Toxin to enemies in the line, attack boost, and then also a health boost when Toxin triggers. We have the Arkidents with some poison, health boost to allies in the row when poison triggers, and then also will give health back to our Warlord when he dies. And then we have the Necromaster Lich here with some Rotters. Those Rotters can deal damage when they die. We'll see a health boost happen to the Necro Lich when an enemy dies, and then also whenever an enemy dies, we'll see extra damage happen to one of the enemies. Again, we are wanting to balance this out. We are going to go with the Necro Lich just because of the amount of extra damage we can do. And so that'll also combo with heroes like the Tiling Dragon Dance, the Dominus, and then potentially the Kabos as well. Okay, we have our final hero over here. We have the Storm Rage with some health boost, or sorry, attack boost, some damage to enemies in the line when he dies, and also extra damage to the Warlord. We have the Undine the Foamborn with some freeze, extra damage to freeze heroes for every frozen hero, and then also the ability to cleanse our nature allies. And then we have the Mave over here with some regeneration to our melee heroes, some attack boost to our heroes when regeneration occurs, and then also a health boost to our Warlord when an enemy dies. In terms of this, I do like the Storm Rage just because of the ability to deal some damage. The Undine could be helpful because of that freeze skill, and the Mave itself could also be helpful with the attack boost and the health boost to our melee heroes as well. In terms of skills, this kind of be a rough one over here. I do like having the Storm Rage, but I also do like having another range hero just to balance this out. The Cleanse is only going to help both the Vixen and the Kabos along with itself, and the Mave can also regenerate on, on the melee allies. And actually two of these heroes, the Mr. Flap and the Churnmore, cannot get that boost, so we're kind of out of luck over there. So it's really just up to these two, and it is close, but I do like having the Undine. It's going to help us a little bit, especially with the Cleanse, and then also the ability to freeze, just in case we need to build the board back. So yeah, we'll take that. Okay, well, let's start it off. Oh, we need to get rid of the auto if it is there. Okay, it is not there, so that's good. We are facing an Anna the Abyss Queen with some Mental Shield. When the Mental Shield breaks, we'll see a health boost back to the Warlord. We'll see the Mental Shield skill, and then also extra damage to our Warlord for every hero once they activate this final skill. We have this Dragara here with some attack boost, and then also attack boost to the enemies once they attack. Let's take a look at the buildings that we have here. And nothing too much to be concerned about. We're going to go, let's see. I do want to get rid of this Dragara early because of the amount of damage it could deal. So for the time being, I do know that we can get some block. Let's go with the... we do have a couple of buildings here. Let's actually take advantage of that. So we're going to go with the Necro Lich over here on A1. We'll get rid of the building. As you can see, we'll deal some damage and then additional damage once those Rotters are gone. Okay, and it was actually very good that we did summon the Necro Lich because of the Balts of Warden. The Balts of Warden has some multiple attacks once they summon a copy, and then also will deal damage once one of them are destroyed. We'll go with our Count Vlad now, just to get a hero to summon. And then, let's see here. Way to destroy that. Deal some extra damage over there. I do want to be able to heal, but I do need to also stop this Balls because we are running very low on health, actually. So what we can do is... we'll do this. We'll go with the Vixen here on C1. When we attack the Warlord, as you can see, we're dealing some extra damage. We also do have some attack steal once we summon the extra Rotters. Okay, we have the Snake the Lizard Prince here with resistance for a turn, also some attack steal from our heroes except nature, and then also an attack boost with the attack runes. We don't want to destroy this, but also at the same time, we do need to stop this. So what we'll do is, let's see here. So this will be destroyed. We'll go actually with this Kabos here on C1 or C3 just to help us block. Okay, we got rid of the Bolt, so that's good. Okay, they went with their mental shield skill. Okay, you see we're taking a little bit of damage there, and you see the reflect damage happening. At this point, we don't want to get rid of this quite yet, as we still need some point of protection. Let's see if we can destroy that. Let's say over there. 21 won't be enough. We're gonna wait one more turn and actually do this skill here. But we are gonna go with the Churn War here on B3 just to block on these bottom lanes. You can see our damage skill did end up destroying the extra heroes. Okay, we have this Goliath here with some attack steal when he's attacked, and also some extra damage to our heroes when an enemy comes out in play. We're going to go with the destruction skill to avoid more attack steal. And see these damage pentagrams coming out when the Goliath is destroyed. And we're going to continue guarding our lanes. What we're going to do is next go with... We had some way to heal, that would be really good, but... Let's see... Here, we're going to go with the Dominus here on A3. And see, we got some healing off of the Churn War, off the attacks. We get some more extra attack for him. And we also see that mental shield skill going off. Okay, we have the Ogre here with some... Ogre leader with some random damage and also some block off of our wounded. Do need to block as well. The Churn War is now destroyed, which is unfortunate. We'll go with... See, we still have our adjacent damage, so that is good. I do know that our, our Tiling Dragon Dance can also clear some damage here. So let's actually go with that. We're going to play the Tiling Dragon Dance here on E1. And see, we're breaking some mental shields. And we can just check the Mushus now. Just enough in order to get rid of the Ogre. Okay, so at this point now, we do have the Eric the Grey with some attack steal and then also some health steal as well. We'll do our life steal skill and also some extra damage to the Warlord. And then we're also going to follow up with the Vixen here on D1. That way we can at least stop the Eric the Grey. Got some additional damage here. Looks like they've done their final skill to deal some damage to our Warlord for every one of the heroes there. Okay, not quite enough there. We have the Yuri the Shadow Dagger dealing some random damage to our ranged heroes. Also the damage runes whenever she kills. Let's see. Well, we'll try and take advantage of the Kabos once again. We'll play this on A3. Okay, we have some reflect damage there, reflect damage there. But the extra attacks with the Anne and the Abyss Queen end up creating the defeat. If we saved our destruction skill for maybe one turn against not the Goliath but a larger field, we probably would have been fine. Okay, yeah, well let's keep on. Okay, we are facing a White Shaman. The White Shaman has this reflect damage to our Warlord whenever we are attacked. They also started pretty strong with the Balls of the Warren with some extra copies. We'll need to find a way to avoid taking damage, and we do need to clear these out as well. Let's see. Don't want to use our destruction skill quite yet, but I'm going to do our summon, the Count Vlad. And I was actually hoping that it would hit an open lane, but this is fine too, I suppose. We're going to go with the Vixen here on D1, so that way we can at least freeze this boss and not see extra copies come out. Okay, we have the Sly the Forest Guard here with some poison to our heroes, also extra damage with the Phantom attack. Nothing to actually destroy this right now. We're going to go with the Tiling Dragon Dance here on E1. You can see that adjacent damage, and hopefully that wounded random damage would have cleared out both of these heroes, but guess not. You can see that Phantom attack at the beginning of the turn clearing out our Mushus. Okay, we have the Shearshaw here with an attack boost to itself once he attacks with every wounded. Also a health boost as well. Nothing to actually destroy these, although we could do... we'll actually go for the destruction skill so that way we can actually clear this out. We're going to take additional damage once we attack the Warlord. Just want to make sure that it makes sense in terms of the math. We're going to be healing for 80, but we're also going to take 80. Sounds about right. Okay, we did see the silence skill, so our heroes now don't have their skills except for the immune heroes. We have the Aravata here with some resistance, also healing the Warlord whenever we attack them. We're going to go with the Kabas here on A3 just to help us block. And we might end up taking lethal here on lane D, unfortunately. Okay, looks like their skill is now gone. We'll need to find some way to heal again. We have the Circuit Sense Warp with some Toxin to two of our heroes whenever one of them come to play. We'll also be able to take random damage to one of our heroes whenever our Warlord is attacked. Let's see. At this point, I do want to protect our lines, so let's go next with the Mr. Flap here on D3. You can see that heal happening with the extra attacks. Okay, we have once again the Bolt. We will need to clear that out. Let's see. We'll go with the Vixen again on D1 and actually place it behind the Mr. Flap so that way he'll get protection with the health setting to 1. Also, we'll have some nice little attack steal once we see another hero come out and then deal some more damage that way. Okay, so in this case, we are running low on health. Let's go with the final skill to deal damage. And then, let's see here. We'll still see some additional heal. Yeah, we'll summon this range hero over here on D2. The Ondine on the open lane. Getting some heal. And there we go. So that was Volltagge? Volltagge? Cool. Alright, so yeah, let's keep going. Okay, we are facing an Oyer in the Red Moon. That's cool. We'll see the Count Vlad, the Kill All Wounded skill, and then also the damage and the heal. Okay, we have the Goliath here with the attack, steal, and the damage. We're going to actually summon our own Count Vlad first, even though the Goliath is in the way. And the reason why is because if we get our Count Vlad before they do, we'll be able to actually destroy it and stop the Kill All Wounded skill for later. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Got some damage there, some damage there. We're going to go with the Dominus here on C3. As you can see, we have some adjacent damage, and we also clear out the extra buildings. You can see some extra damage with our heroes. Okay, if we do find a way to get rid of the Count Vlad, we can also turn the tables on this. Let's see, so we're dealing how much adjacent damage? So 52. Then we'll still need to be able to deal damage to that. We have the Danny Croc here with some health steal and attack steal, which is not good for us. Do that, do that. Yeah, we can actually take the chance with the Tiling Dragon Dance over here on D1. You can see some extra damage, damage over there. Okay, we got rid of the Count Vlad, that's good. And we also got rid of the Goliath through random damage from the Mushu. Okay, since both of these heroes are now marked for damage, we could do the destruction skill, although, let's see, we still have our adjacent damage, and we also can just attack on the open lane. Let's see if we also have the random damage from the Mushus. That should be enough. Here. Just to be safe, what we're gonna do is go with the... Actually, yeah, we'll go with the... What do you call it? We'll go with the Kabas here on B3. I didn't actually see the damage rune off of the Yori, but that is okay. We did force the destruction skill, so that's good. Okay, we have the Cernan Arch Druid here with some attack steal from our heroes, also a health boost, and then also the Mini Vanakuri. We'll go with the... You know, it's fun we still have this Mushu because we can still deal damage to a wounded enemy. That might be good enough for us to actually get rid of the Cernan here. We'll go with the... Can't really get rid of this, but we'll go with actually the Necrolich here on B2. Really need one of those Rotters to hit the Cernan. Okay, this is fine. We are going to go next with Let's see, we have the Poison Floss here with some extra poison to our heroes and also extra summons, and those summons can also do more summons. We'll go next with the Ondine here on C1 because we want to trigger off that damage skill. Okay, we have some more wounded heroes. Okay, not quite enough, and we still didn't get another Cernan once again, which is kind of annoying. This case, we're going to go with the destruction skill now to get rid of these wounded heroes. Okay, and some extra damage over there. We're going to then... We'll go with the Vixen here on C1. Just to get some attack steal, also some freeze. Okay, let's see. We have the Yorick the Risen one here with some damage to heroes in the line, also an attack boost and reborn. We'll do our damage skill. And we just need to deal 60 damage and be able to survive this damage rune. So in this case, we'll go with the Mr. Flap here with immunity. And there we go. So that was Lily. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Alright, this time around we're facing a Spider Queen. She has the Poison skill, the Kill on Wounded, and then also these Witches with some damage. Okay, we have the Tengu Ravencrest. This one will give an attack boost to itself and also the enemies and himself. Once again, also setting the attack of one of the enemies that come into play to 1 for a turn. We'll need to find a way to stop this right now. Do want to actually play around the Tengu. So what we'll do is we'll go with the Kabas here on D3. We did trigger off the poison, so that's good. Okay, we have the Arthur Frostblade with some Khalid Bulg with also a health boost to the allies. We'll see a charge and also an attack boost and the ability to freeze. The reflect damage on the Kabas actually did get rid of the Tengu, so that's good. What we'll do is next go with the Count Vlad, and that's good. It landed on the open lane because we're also going to combo with our Vixen here on. Let's see. Yeah, we'll actually go with the Vixen here on D1. And the reason why is I still want to be able to do this reflect damage and also be able to freeze this Arthur Frostblade. Okay, we have these heroes wounded, so that is good. We don't need to destroy them right now, especially since this Discordia does give extra attack. But more importantly, when she dies, she deals damage to our melee heroes, which in this case, this hero is already destroyed once the destruction skill happens, but the Count Vlad is still around. So in this case, let's keep going. We're going to summon another range hero just to protect from the Kabas. So in this case, we'll place this one here on D2. Okay, as you can see, we still have the ability to freeze, which is good. Okay, we forced the destruction skill, but as you can see, we still have protection with the Vixen. Okay, we have the Miss Lapin here, freezing our heroes in the line for a turn, also giving them negative attack. We'll see a health boost as well. Let's see. Well, with the extra attack, we'll be able to freeze these heroes, so that's not a problem. And you can see that negative attack. What we're going to do is we'll summon another immune hero. In this case, we'll summon the Mr. Flap over here on D3. Not affected by these skills, and then we'll also have a decent amount of protection here. Okay, at this point, we are going to go with the destruction skill because of the Tortoise the Wise one here with the flight, blocking our Mr. Flap. Also, we'll see the health heal whenever one of our heroes attack. So we'll do our destruction skill. We'll take some damage, and that is okay. And then we'll just summon this Dominus here on A1. And there we go. So that was Arkidents. We did save our destruction skill for when we had the best time to actually go for damage, and so that's why we saved it for a couple turns. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, we're facing another White Shaman again. Okay, and they have the Miss Lapin once again as well. We do also have this building here, this Mental Shield from the Caesar's Head. And then we also have this cannon with deal some damage and the wooden tone. We'll start by going with the Mr. Flap here on D3 because of the immunity. And then also start setting up our heroes as well. Okay, they did their spike skill, or damage to our Warlord rather. Okay, we're going to save our Count Vlad because we are going to be taking extra damage for when those heroes attack. We'll go with the Kabos here on B3 to play against the Dominus with the extra attack, triggering off the random damage. That's number 1, that's number 2, and that's number 3. The Yoster the Dawnglow here actually silenced our Kabos when she dies. But we do actually have enough damage in order to clear this out, so that's good. Seeing if there are any other boosts. Nope. We'll summon next our Chernomore here on C3. As you can see, we're taking some damage, but we're also gaining some health off of each attack.
Whoa!
Okay. We have the York the Risen One dealing damage to our heroes in the line, which includes the Kabos and also the Reborn. We do have that silence skill still around. Let's see here. Let's actually go with the... Yeah, we don't even need to use the attack rune. We'll go with the Necrolich here on B2, breaking at least one of the Reborns. Then you see those extra Rotters coming out in play.
Yes!
Okay, we have the All Prince of Sands giving Mist to 2 of our heroes for a turn. Also, when he dies, he'll give negative attack to our heroes, which in this case would only affect the Necrolich because he, unlike these other two, don't have immunity. The Rotters will come out and actually destroy this. We're going to go with the Dominus here on B3 just to clear out the All. And you can see the negative attack. Once the All dies, he actually takes damage because of the All dying. Okay, we have the Madame Lotrix over here with some puppets. Those puppets will reflect damage and also cleanse the heroes. Let's see. We have a couple of extra attacks on our Chernomore, so that's good. So 1, 2, 3. We'll go with the Vixen over here on C3. Okay, we have our Rotters clearing out the puppets, so that's good. Okay, they still haven't done their silence skill, but that doesn't matter at this point. We're going to go with our Count Vlad. We'll waste the destruction skill because we do want to get our damage skill. And then with the Count Vlad attacking on the open lane A, that'll be good. And there we go. So that was Tblade. Okay, we have time for one more, so yeah, let's squeeze in this final battle for the time being. Ooh, and it's a tough one too. Okay, so we're facing a Dark Reaper Morgoth. The Morgoth has this passive damage to our Warlord, the damage skill to our heroes for a turn, and then also the Soul Binders that will trigger off random damage. We'll need to save our destruction skill for when those Soul Binders come out, so we'll need to put some aggressive push on their board for now. And we also want to focus on having heroes with high health, so that way we can actually get around this damage skill. So let's see, we can kind of do that right now with the... We'll go with the Dominus here on B3, just clearing out these buildings. As you can see, once the Dominus the Swarm King kills, we'll get a health boost. Okay, we have the Deadlord with some, let's see, some zombies and then also some transform. Again, we need to be disciplined and wait until those Soul Binders come out. So in this case, we'll go next with the Tiling Dragon Dance here on B1. And see some extra adjacent damage and some wounded damage. Clearing out a majority of the zombies, but not the Deadlord. Oof, that's not good. Okay, so we have the Aharon's God's Will with some Phantom Attack, also Evasion, and then also negative attack to our heroes once he dies. We don't have anything for this right now, but we can at least try to get rid of the Kabos. Or not the Kabos. I'm actually going to use the Kabos to get rid of these heroes. So we'll go with the... See if that makes sense. Yeah, we'll actually go with the Kabos here. So we'll see some Phantom Attack. You'll see the Phantom Attack actually go off and hit the Kabos, and that does count as an attack, so that's why it did hit the reflect damage to clear both of these heroes. Okay, they went with their damage skill, and so the Tiling Dragon Dance is out. Our Mushu is actually still going to be around because of the stolen attack, because of the, the Aharon. Okay, we have the Mizu the Sea Foam here with the Water Elemental, and as you can see, we have some Freeze Runes coming out when that happens. Don't have anything for this right now. Again, we do want to wait until those Soul Binders come out. Suppose we could do... Guess we can actually go with the Immune Hero for now. That would help out a lot. Thinking about it. Yeah, we're gonna wait. Okay, we're gonna place the Chernomore here on D3 to help protect our Mushu. And also, because of the immunity, we can actually get around the freeze rune. Okay, we have next the Scrap the King of Garbage here with some extra attack, and then also some damage behind the target, also some attack steal. We're going to go next with the Vixen here on D1. Although I do want to stop the freeze rune, so actually let's play this on D2, because the freeze rune can only come into spots where the cells aren't marked. So you can see we did free some heroes, we also did some attack steal, and then we also did trigger off the Soulbinder, so that's good. Okay, we have the, oh, that's not good. So we have the Alexandria here with the Summon of Life Palace, but that didn't happen because of the Soulbinders. We also have some Cleanse, which also remove the attack steal. And then also silences our hero, but this one is immune, so that doesn't matter. We'll go with... We just need to wound these heroes once. So let's go with the Count Vlad. Okay, and then we also want to make sure that some heroes are destroyed. Let's go with the... We'll go with the Necrolich here on B1. We do have some heal, we do have some damage, and we do have some heroes marked for damage, so that's good. We also did get rid of one Soulbinder. Okay, but that might not be enough in terms of what we need. We're gonna go with the Kill All Wounded. We'll go with the Life Steal. And then... Ugh, it's gonna be close. Especially this last Soulbinder is gonna be a problem. We didn't wound enough heroes in order to avoid this. But we'll go with the... we'll go with the Mr. Flap here on D3 because of the immunity. Woo! Okay, not quite enough yet. Deal damage that way, we could do that, but then we won't have enough damage for that. Let's see. So 275 minus 99, so that'll put it at 180. If we had some way to actually deal some more damage, we'd be good, but we also have to worry about this Yoster here with the damage at the beginning of the turn. Also, these freeze runes have just really been getting in the way, and also this Scrap the King of Garbage. See how much damage we're going to take. I'm taking about 100. Might be good here, though. We're going to go with the... Let's see, we get block to our Warlord for a turn. Oh, we'll still get block anyways. Yeah, we'll... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll actually do this in order to block. So we'll place this Kabas here on A3. Reflect damage. We have some block there. Oh, but if we did that damage before, we would have been good. All right, yeah. So we are actually going to be taking lethal just because of now all these extra lanes blocked. Kind of unfortunate. If we did set up for some more damage, we would have been fine. All right, well, we are down to one attempt right now. We'll actually have to wait until later in order to not get some more attempts, but at least just recharge, and then we'll continue on with our legendary draft. So yeah, so we will see you guys later.